Releases. Very sad. This is a very sad moment. Blow it up for me, please.
All right, I'm gonna blow it up. Here's a list. Here's a list of talent. This is on May 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
This is when.
All right, I'm going to keep it as real as I can keep it. I don't know a lot of these names on here. You want to read the list?
Sure. We've got Katana Chance, Caden Carter, Dakota Kai.
Braun
That's the first one you know?
I know Dakota Kai, Braun Strowman, Shayna Baszler, yeah. Baszler, Gigi Dolan, Cora Jade.
Okay.
The rest of them I don't know.
Eddie Thrope, Riley Osborne, Jakara Jackson, Gallus, Oro Mensah. Sorry, I was reading it backwards. I was reading his Jewish name. Mensah and Javier Bernal.
Okay.
The Bernal family devastated by the release. I have no idea who. Yeah, that I have to Cora Jade. No clue who all these are, and the first two, no idea either. And that again is not a knock at the performers themselves. That is just at the fact that they had so many people under contract that when these releases happen now, you're like, oh, okay, didn't know who they were.
I saw a video of Braun Strowman, like in front of a huge boat. I don't think it was a yacht, but it was like this big ass boat. And then he's on his jet ski. And I think, I don't know if it said life is good or something. And I'm like, dude saved his money. You know?
There's Jakara Jackson right here.
Yeah, she in NXT maybe?
Okay, see, this is Eddie Thorpe, so they spelled it wrong. Eddie Thorpe.
No, I don't know. Again, that's NXT. Gigi Dolan, I've heard of.
Okay, yes. Former Priscilla Kelly.
And look, she's got a great look to her. Look at her.
She's phenomenal. Yeah, she's great.
That is such a cool ass look that she's got going. But, again, they don't care. Cora Jade. She's cute.
Yes, she is.
Super cute.
Caden Carter and Katana Chance. I was thinking about when I went through earlier, I was wondering if they were involved in the match that that followed your appearance on NXT, because I was like, all right, there were so many girls in that match. I was wondering if these girls were in it.
That was the main event that I was at. So there were 10 girls in it. They might have been in it. I can't even remember who was in it. It was a 10-girl gimmick. She went on socials and I don't blame her, put herself over. She went on there and like something like, no one's like me. There's nobody out there like me. Yeah. And
she's going to do just fine.
It's very frustrating. Because, it happened to me there, although I wasn't as featured as these girls. I didn't even get a fair shot. Let's be honest with you. Right. But it's frustrating when you can do something and nobody's listening to you. Right. And I understand the writers do their thing and blah, blah, blah. And you could submit your ideas, but they don't always see your vision that you have. And that's why I'm going to put him over for this. Like Matt Cardona, he came out and he gave like 3 different steps to the newly released talent on how to get over after, life after WWE. He is a prime example of still making a very, very good living on the indies and hustling and reinventing your character. And if this is something that you want to do, then these are, the steps that you should be taking. And it was successful for him. Maybe it's successful for you. But when you can do something, when you can cut a good promo, or when you can, give that good match and you don't get the opportunities, it messes with your head. And sometimes it will make you think, am I not good enough? You know, and you should never doubt yourself. Just because they didn't see the vision that these workers had doesn't mean, you know, it's not good enough or they couldn't cut it, because there's so many talented people that get released without even getting a fighting chance. So that's just my 2 cents. I feel like, you know, the grass could be greener on the other side. I always said WWE is not the be all end all of wrestling. Yeah, it might be the place where you make the most money, but you know, it's not like the last place to work. There are so many other places to work, and you can be super successful even if you're not on television anymore. And that's what these guys and girls have to realize. Like, you know, a lot of people are devastated and others are like, well, F them. I'm just going to go out and be the best I can be. And maybe I'll get signed by AEW, or maybe I'll get signed by TNA, or maybe I'll just do indie work and be my own boss and do what I want and do my side projects. I saw one of the girls was like, my OnlyFans is coming soon. And people were shitting on her for it. And I'm like,
Really?
why? Oh, yeah. And I'm like, why? If she wants to show a little skin and make money and she's okay with it, that's on her. You know, still young enough that you don't have to kill yourself by taking $1 million. Mandy Rose is a perfect example of this. Mandy Rose made so much more money doing the OnlyFans than when I believe than when she was actually working for the company. Now, if you are a purist and you love wrestling and this is your passion, you can do both. You could do the OnlyFans, you could do your wrestling. If wrestling left a bad taste in your mouth, I don't see anything wrong with doing, you know, a paid sub page. Or if you are okay with it and you could look at yourself in the mirror and be happy with yourself, by all means, you know, do it. I don't see people were in uproar. Oh, she couldn't cut it in WWE, so now she has to get naked. Really? No, she's got to make money. She's got to make money somehow. I'm not looking down on anyone, whether they want to stay in the game or whether they go out and do something different. I mean, you got to make a paycheck.
Absolutely.
So, but again, it is frustrating when you know you have the ability to do great things and nobody gives you the opportunity to do so.
Yeah. Here's this group. So Gallus, it's actually a group, 3 guys.
Gallus is a group.
Yep, the 3 of them got the axe together.
Oh, okay, I thought it was one individual. All right.
Yep. Joe Coffey being one of them. Joe Coffey's actually been there for a few years, so he'll do very well for himself. And these other guys, you know, again, nothing against. I just don't know them.
I don't know them either. But this looks like NXT.
Yeah, it's all NXT guys, and it just it's a lot of weight that they're chopping, but you know, I just saw that Chelsea Green re-signed to a multi-year deal, you know, so they're freeing up money to sign more, but we've heard that they're making money hand over fist. So it's more about chopping the extra roster space that, I mean, quite frankly, it was just kind of like, it was just overtaking the it must have been overtaking the locker room. There was a lot of people and the TV time was really getting smushed. You know what I mean? I think that this is a good move, but I mean, I don't want people to lose their jobs, obviously, but they're going to get lost regardless. And then they're going to get bummed and not want to do this. And at least they'll be able to go out and work somewhere.
And how many times, and this is during the Vince era too, how many times did I tell you that people sat home and just collected checks and weren't even used? You know what I mean? Which to me is just a big waste of money. Good for the talent if that's what you want to do, you know, like they would call, I told you Gene would call me and he'd be like, you're not on the road. And he thought I'd be upset. I'm like, yes, thank you. And Monday morning, my check would be at the door and I didn't even go to work that week. You know what I mean? So they're paying you for doing nothing. So I guess now it's, it's under a different umbrella. It's like, hey, we're wasting tons of money here. Get rid of the people that we're not using. But on the flip side, it's like, why weren't they being used? Again, somebody didn't see something in them. That doesn't mean they're not talented. So go somewhere else and prove yourself. Just like this, again, Cody Rhodes felt underappreciated his first run there. So what does he do? He goes and he makes AEW. And he goes and he gets himself over there. Now he ends back with WWE eventually. But you reinvent yourself, go somewhere else, work, make your own opportunities. This is a business where you can do that and you can be successful. So I wish them all luck. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of their careers. They will be okay. They might cry for the next week, but then, wipe those tears, get your ass up and get out there and find some work.
And another thing too, just to piggyback, is they signed all the AAA talent to new WWE deals, to include Alberto Del Rio, is getting a lot of controversy spread online. And I mean, this is just from a fan base that is kind of just seeing things that's been done over the years. And this guy's just getting tons of hate. I don't think they know the Alberto Del Rio performer that was on the mainstream scene, 10 plus years ago. They're just seeing things that have happened in the news over the last decade or so. But I mean, Alberto Del Rio being back in the mix in a big company like that, if they use him the way that Vince McMahon did, it's a great addition to WWE roster from a main event perspective. So, I mean, that's why, they cut the fat, and that's not a disparaging comment, to now give contracts to the AAA talent, and they're bringing in a whole new crop of people that they're going to feature. So, I mean, it's just one of those things, I guess.
Hey there, it is the Queen of Extreme, Francine from ECW. Do you want to see more of me? Click over here to watch another video, or click over here to listen to my podcast. And as always,